Hey, 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 family. Another day to get better. Keep pushing forward. Never give up. So, yeah, today I was successful at a couple of steps towards becoming tobacco free. I did implement my little plan and I only smoked one cigarette on the way to work. Had a piece of gum for the second one. I only had one cigarette at lunch break. Piece of gum for that second one, and I've only had 6 cigarettes total today. It's Monday. Monday, it was a hard Monday. So basically, I get to work. We have our morning meeting. Discuss what everybody's doing, blah blah blah. And I get over to my little spot where I'm going to start working, and one of the guys comes over. He was like, "Hey, when you get done cutting those holes out and getting done with those enclosures, could you help them populate those back pans?" Or he didn't say, could you? He said, you can help populate those back pans. And I was like, yeah, I know what I got to do. And he was still getting tools out of the toolbox. And he goes, oh, yeah, you weren't here Friday. He says, yeah, I got the production manager position. And I instantly was like, and I was like, okay. I said, all right, I can respect that. But I wasn't there Friday because I went to go down to court for my brother. I had missed Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday the previous week. Yeah. But anyway, so that opportunity has passed me by. Because remember, I told you that the owner had called. I went up to his office to get my Christmas card, and he had ran it by me, and I didn't jump on the opportunity out of fear and doubt and my own ability. I let it slip by. Second thing, my brother got a hold of me. His public defender got a hold of him today, and he did tell me that he's not going to jail tomorrow at court. They are having him do 3 different other classes, and one's a 1-hour group, one's a 3-hour group, and the other one is a 1-hour individual session. And all 3 of them are with that lady counselor that at the beginning of his treatment, he had called her some names and blah, 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 and because they weren't seeing eye to eye. But he's got 3 different groups with that lady. One of them is an individual one-on-one. But in my opinion, it's just delaying the inevitable. Sooner or later, either way, if he is deluding and not being honest about it, then he's in denial and it's going to continue. And if he is 100% telling the truth and they just somehow are coming up that way, well, guess what? It might occur again. And he's signing a piece of paper right before he takes on these groups that he acknowledges that he's going back to prison if he gets another dilute. So, yeah, delaying the inevitable. Good news is, though, if he can complete these groups, not get a dilute, he's out of the problem-solving courts. He's got his charge expunged from his record, and he's finished with all that. And that is what I pray happens. Only because we've grown up in the system, man. But I pray the best happens for him. Told him just to not drink a lot of water, eat as much stuff as he can, eat some peanut butter, eat chicken, proteins, cheese, fats. Just steadily eat, and I don't know, but we'll see how that turns out. So yeah, that was good news with my cigarette situation. A couple of things that I had highlighted in the on this stuff I printed out kept coming to my mind, and yet one was the stress that it actually creates that stress and not relieves it. But I want to touch a little bit on rational uh, emotive therapy. It's basically the thinking process, the actions. I mean, the situation, thoughts, feelings, action, consequence, result. But CBT, I told you guys, was developed by Robert Ellis. Well, this is evidently another one, R.E.T, rational emotive therapy. So there's cognitive behavioral therapy and rational emotive. Kind of the same thing, I guess, but rational emotive, or R.E.T, stands for rational emotive therapy. R.E.T was developed by Robert Ellis as an approach to management of feelings. R.E.T shows you how to cope with unpleasant feelings without acting in self-defeating ways. To use R.E.T, you need to be able to describe your feelings about a situation. There are many words that you can use to describe feelings, but for a start, most of them fall into 4 categories: bad, mad, sad, or scared. To describe your feelings about a situation, first select the type of feeling, then choose the specific, more descriptive word which best communicates your feeling or feelings. So here's a small list here. So there's bad, mad, sad, and scared, right? So under bad, it's ashamed, guilty, inferior, unworthy. Mad, I mean, if I want to take a second, grab a piece of paper and write these down, it'd probably be pretty helpful. I still haven't gotten haven't even dug into how to attach stuff in the description. I should probably get on that if I actually want to start improving these videos. But I guess I never go to the description of any videos and look for any attachments or anything. So I guess I'm not in the habit of doing that. In my mind, nobody does, but I'm pretty sure people do. But type of feeling, remember, write mad or write bad, leave a couple lines, write mad, leave a couple of lines, sad, leave a couple of lines, scared, leave a little bit there. So under bad, you can write ashamed, guilty, inferior, unworthy. Under mad, you can write annoyed, enraged, furious, hostile, irritated, resentful, hateful, incensed. I don't know what that means. INCENSED. I'll have to look that one up. I'm going to highlight that so I can look that up. And then under sad, you can write depressed, grief, hurt, lonely, miserable, blue, glum, or gloom, GLUM, empty. And then you can rewind this, pause it, do what you got to do if you're trying to write these down and I said them too fast. And under scared, you can write afraid, anxious, frightened, nervous, panicky, terrified, worried, and desperate. Again, that's afraid, anxious, frightened, nervous, panicky, terrified, worried, and desperate. All right, there. Okay. All right, so our feelings influence our actions. Okay, I've been saying that in all my videos. and thus the results of our actions. So our feelings influence our actions, and our actions determine the result. So when we are upset, we are more likely to act in a self-defeating ways. Self-defeating behaviors are those which lead to negative results, negative consequences. A vicious circle can develop in which negative results or consequences lead to more unpleasant feelings, which lead to more self-defeating behaviors, which leads to more negative consequences, and so on, and so on, and so on. Okay? Example: an individual gets very angry over an argument with his or her spouse. The person gets arrested for drunk driving or gets into a fight with someone at the bar because underneath they are still angry. Wait a minute. Example: an individual gets very angry over an argument with his or her spouse. The individual takes a drink or uses drugs to alter this bad mood. After using, the person gets arrested for drunk driving or gets into a fight with someone at the bar because underneath they are still angry. Now the person is in trouble with the law, will have legal consequences to deal with, fines and or jail, and may be physically injured from the fight. They will undoubtedly feel even more unhappy about their circumstances when these negative consequences all set in. The drinking/using did nothing to resolve the conflict with the spouse. Chances are it just increased the conflict due to the new negative consequences which also impact on family members. Wow. I can relate to that one. I probably participated in that exact example. So yeah, family, check it out. Biological family, YouTube family. This is kind of breaking it down a little bit, a vicious cycle can develop in which negative consequences lead to more unpleasant feelings, which lead to more self-defeating behaviors, which leads to more negative consequences, and so on, and so on, and so on. This dude got into a fight with his girl. He decided to go to get drunk, okay? Then he drove, got a drunk driving, got in a fight. Okay, upset feelings can be dangerous to our well-being. Learning how to deal with these feelings, bad, mad, sad, and scared. Learning how to deal with these feelings lessens our risk of acting in self-defeating ways and getting negative results. Okay, where do feelings come from? Most of us grew up believing strongly that external events made us feel one way or another, just as turning on the light switch directly produces light. Event, feeling. Event, feeling. Just like a light switch. Event, feeling. With this belief, our only hope of staying calm is to control others and keep them from pushing our buttons. I'm going to add my own in here. With this belief, our only hope of staying calm is to control external circumstances, which we will learn later here that there are some things that we have 100% control over. There are some things that we have absolutely no control over. And there are some things where we have a certain degree of control over. Okay? And anything external, in my opinion, we don't have control over that. We don't have control over other people. We don't have control on what happens outside of us. We have control over our actions, okay? That's it. Um, yeah, so with this belief, our only hope of staying calm is to control others and keep them from pushing our buttons. Of course, you know that you can't control other people. He made me mad. She disgusted me. It scared me. These statements are all examples of making external events responsible for our own feelings. It lets the individual place the responsibility for their feelings on someone or something outside of themselves. We are all responsible for managing our own feelings. This hitting home with anybody, family? Anybody? Drop me a hell yeah down in the comments. Um, let's read page 1. I think I'm coming down with a little bit of a cold. I've been sneezing a little bit. Nose sounds stuffy. Weather was kind of warm for a couple of days and then back to cold. So I don't know if that was it or what. But yeah, after I had emotionally draining day. Partially a little bit of relief from the situation with my brother and my mom, and then a little bit of a letdown with the other guy getting. I didn't really want that position anyway. I don't think. I think at this point I've got too much I'm trying to deal with. I know it sounds like an excuse, but I'm trying to sort myself out internally right now, and that would just distract me for what I'm trying to do. So my little team leader position at the assembly, that's fine with me for now. I still did get a laptop, and I'm got my own Teams page, and I'm able to get into our inventory system, and I'm able to get into the SolidWorks drawings, and I'm going to start getting on there and using that stuff in conjunction with building the switchboards and the power panels. So I am taking on a little something else, but it's not like I'm doing two things at once. I'm not going to be building a switchboard and be on the computer, but I'm going to learn a couple of things, Have to, so I won't have to bother the engineer as much, asking him information. I can just go to the laptop and get it myself. All right, so page 2, understanding rational emotive therapy. If you guys like that first page, I mean, I did. I thought, I was like, yeah, all right, finally, I found something. I didn't know what I was going to present today. I didn't know what I wanted to do today, but just got into a different folder here, and like, boom. It's just like wow, yeah, right, I found something. This is the type of stuff right here. This one hits right home what I'm trying to convey of what I was taught and how I learned to deal with my negative emotions, and I still got a lot of work to do, but it helped me get from that point freaking down under to where I'm at now. Amen. Point amen. You know what I'm saying? Not ahead, but stable. That whole situation with my brother, that right there, that would have taken me back to zero pretty much. If I would have let it. Okay, I can. That circumstance doesn't control me, so I could have let it. But anyway, so feelings are not automatically caused by external events. If they were, we would all react to a situation in the same way, and we don't. Some people get mad in traffic jams and some don't. Some people get very happy when the Detroit Lions win a game and some don't. Some people get happily excited when it snows. It's got skiers in parentheses, and some don't. And then people driving to work in parentheses. Also, our own feelings differ from time to time. Some weekends you may be glad that it is raining because your grass is dying due to lack of rain and you want it green again. On another weekend, you may be bummed out that it's raining because you were hoping to go on a picnic. The event is the same, but your thoughts and the timing are different. Basic idea of rational emotive therapy, the ABC sequence. The basic idea of R.E.T, rational emotive therapy, is that our feelings are caused more by our thoughts about the event, about the situation, the group of facts that are presented. So, is that our feelings are caused more by our thoughts about events than by the events themselves. Our beliefs make us feel the way we do about an event. Our beliefs, the way we look at things, our perception, our paradigm, as some people are calling it. I'm going to limit trying to jump all around paradigm, the way we see this, so the way we see things, our subconscious mind, just the way our little program that is just there. And anyway, our beliefs make us feel the way we do about an event. Rational emotive therapy emphasizes that you are responsible for the way you think, feel, and behave. Yeah, do you guys agree? Are we responsible for the way we think, the way we feel, and the way we act, the way we behave? Okay. If you don't, maybe that's something you need to look into. If you don't think that you're responsible for your thoughts, see, that's a debatable point, right? I mean, there are thoughts. We just need to stop and slow down and analyze them, question them. You know, are they causing us to act in self-defeating ways, man? Rational emotive therapy also suggests that energy directed toward personal change will be more helpful than efforts to control others or change external circumstances. Okay. Billy Alsbrooks, in one of his videos, I always bring him up. He says that's where we go wrong. We try to change the external when the changes need to be internal. And I find that 100% fact, true. That's all in the good word of the Bible too, man. And that's mainly where I started doing this, because it's a personal thing. Not when people are forcing information down your throat. That was a personal decision, and God opened my heart to understand what was going on in there. But that's a whole other subject. Like I said, I'm not trying to force faith down anybody's throat, but faith is positive, and it feels good, versus worry and anxiety and doubt and mad, sad, bad, scared. Okay? Just saying, guys. Trying to keep it real, 100%. Finally went and got me some coffee. Feeling good on it. Did a shave. Got rid of the beard. Need to get a haircut. Fucking baldy. But anyway, let's get back to the information here. Energy directed toward personal change will be more helpful than efforts to control others. You can reduce your upset feelings by accepting events that are outside of your control. Accept, as used here, does not mean that we like the event or just take whatever comes our way. The benefit of keeping our feelings under control is that we can cope more effectively with the event and increase our chances of resolving the current situation as well as preventing a reoccurrence. Okay, rewind this and listen to it or watch it over and over. I mean, this one's good. I really wish I could attach a PDF of this one. Okay, there are, and then I put parentheses around particular words and phrases. I put parentheses around that, and I wrote beliefs above it because that's how I took it. But there are particular words and phrases that we tell ourselves that convey upsetting ideas that make any unpleasant situation even worse. Okay, there are particular words and phrases that we tell ourselves, particular words and phrases in our subconscious mind that we tell ourselves automatically, okay, that convey upsetting ideas that make any unpleasant situation even worse. These ideas move us from experiencing an unpleasant emotion to experiencing a disturbed emotion. When the disturbed emotions take over, they are so big and so overwhelming that our problem-solving abilities are interrupted and we are more likely to engage in a self-defeating behavior. If you do not heighten unpleasant emotions by stating irrational phrases and comments to yourself, you will remain able to systematically deal with the situation. So if you do not heighten unpleasant emotions and turn them into disturbed emotions by stating irrational phrases and comments to ourselves, okay, I got some examples on the front of this, and you will remain able to systematically deal with the situation. So if you increase your distress to the level of disturbed emotions by stating irrational phrases and comments to yourself, you may well become dysfunctional and unable to deal with the situation in a constructive way. Disturbed emotions can and will shut down your problem-solving skills. Yeah. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and finish this whole one out, man. I could turn this into a two-part video, but yeah, I think this is a good one here. Yeah, I'm going to continue on. It's only a little bit more. Yeah, I might as well. So, it says to avoid shoulds, awfuls, and self-devaluation. Should, ought, must, and have, or should, ought, must, and have to are words that express an unrealistic and self-centered demand that things be other than they are. Should thinking, so should is in quotations, should thinking results in anger that may be directed towards others or towards ourselves. Shoulds expressed to another person usually represent an attempt to control that person's behavior. People resist efforts to control their behavior. People resist efforts to control their behavior. Instead, phrases such as I prefer, I'd like, or I wish convey a statement of preference, but do not demand control over something which we cannot control. These phrases are much more rational and much less emotionally charged. We act out of emotion. We are emotionally motivated, man. We're emotional people. We're emotional species. Okay, words like awful or horrible make an unpleasant situation appear even worse than it is. In believing that the situation is worse than it is, you will feel worse than is necessary. Sometimes you may awfulize future possible events that may never even occur. Okay? Scaring yourself in this way creates fear, worry, anxiety that you could be tempted to manage. That create fear that you could be tempted to manage by acting in a self-defeating way. Instead, when you find yourself awfulizing about a real or imagined event, remember what I said about real or imagined events? Your subconscious mind does not know the difference. The real and the imagined are the same, the subconscious mind. And that's where all of our habits are stored. Our repetitive behavior, it's all stored there. Our repetitive decision processes, these particular words and phrases that we say to ourselves, it's all stored right there, ready to influence our behavior, influence the way we see things, man. Okay? So instead, when you find yourself awfulizing about a real or imagined event, try to replace the word awful with a milder and more realistic word such as unpleasant or inconvenient. Okay, rewind this and watch it again, guys. Last page on this, out of this little pamphlet on R.E.T. Self-devaluation occurs when you make negative generalizations about yourself. Okay? Self-devaluation. Examples would include calling yourself bad, calling yourself worthless, calling yourself stupid, calling yourself hopeless, or irresponsible. When using these words, you feel shame, and this disturbed emotion limits your chances of changing. Okay? Self-devaluation may also lead to mood swings. When you judge yourself harshly, your mood is going to take a downward swing. You can like or dislike what you do without judging your whole self to be bad or good. Like or dislike the action, okay? Always value the person. Always value yourself, no matter what you are doing or what you have ever done. It does not define you. You, just because you have done something and continue to do it and have done stuff for so long, doesn't mean you have to continue to keep doing it. Okay? The actions is not you. Okay. Instead of saying I'm a bad person, substitute that phrase that I am a fallible human being and I made a mistake. A fallible human being refers to a person that made a mistake, and that is every person on the face of the earth. Okay? When you become aware of having done something you dislike, remind yourself of your human fallibility, and then develop a realistic plan for doing better the next time. Don't beat yourself up with negative generalizations. This is good stuff here, guys. You may be surprised by the intensity of your emotions during treatment. Remember that you're not dulling them anymore with substances. Okay, this is for me. I was in treatment, and this was in that challenge incarceration program, guys. I was sober, obviously, locked up. Remember that you're not diluting them anymore with substances. Sharing personal information may be stressful. If you are not used to doing this, Talking about past using experiences may bring on euphoric recall and strong urges to use again. It may also create strong feelings of shame, remorse, or grief as you review the negative consequences of your using behaviors. Sometimes I do that now. Even 10 years later, I look back at the things that I did or way I acted, or things that I didn't do. And, you know, but, yeah. However, remember that rational emotive therapy teaches you that you can refuse to act impulsively according to old habit thinking and choose to act constructively following the rational emotive therapy process to change your thinking. All right, so this has ABC here. I'm going to show you what it looks like here. Right there, ABC, right? Okay. So A is the event, B is thoughts, and C is feelings, right? First, wow, okay, so first, it goes all the way to the C. Describe your feelings. Second, describe the situation you found upsetting, which was A. So it has you doing that. Okay. And then third, describe the thoughts you had when you were upset. So first of all, if you're all fucked up and you're feeling angry, you're feeling you're in a mood and you don't know why. I do that. Sometimes I'm just like, I'm in a mood and don't know why. First of all, hey, if you're hungry, you're angry, you're lonely, or you're tired, those can be uncomfortable situations. They can get you all out of your head. So that's HALT, HALT, like stop, halt, hungry, angry, lonely, tired. So if you get into some weird way of feeling and you don't understand it, ask yourself, are you hungry? If you are, eat something. Are you angry? If so, why are you angry? Do something to not be angry. I know it's easier said than done, but are you lonely? And are you tired? Okay. But anyway, so this one here, describe your feelings. It's the first thing you do. So this is being aware of our feelings, because our feelings about the event. Okay. Anyway, let me read this and see what this says. I'm trying to explain to myself. I'm getting ahead of myself because of what I've learned already. But first, describe your feelings. Second, describe the situation you found upsetting. Third, describe the thoughts you had when you were upset. Identify as many of these as possible so you can challenge the rationality. Okay? For each thought you find includes shoulds, awfulizing, or self-devaluation. Substitute the more helpful alternative discussed earlier. This will, so yeah, if you want to rewind it, I went in here, the self-devaluation. Instead of saying I'm a bad person, substitute the phrase I am a fallible human being who made a mistake. Instead of calling yourself worthless, stupid, hopeless, and all that. But go back to the video, and any of them that contain those shoulds, the awfulizing, or the self-devaluation, substitute the more helpful alternative. This will diminish the intensity of the feeling. And then you can spend your energy on setting goals, developing an action plan, and taking some remedial or preventative action. Thinking habits, like other habits, are strengthened through repetition. Learning this new thinking habit will take practice. If you keep practicing, this new thinking process will become comfortable. Okay? Thinking habits, just like any other habit, are strengthened through repetition. So if you're trying to change a negative habit, replace it with a positive habit and do that positive habit repeatedly, consistently, okay? Through repetition, that new habit is strengthened. And you don't want to take something away without replacing it with something, because then you're just leaving an empty spot, okay? Right, like that. But yeah, learning this new thinking habit will take practice. Okay, this isn't a one and done. Like I said, it's not a 72-hour, a 1 week, a 1 month, even a 1 year thing. In 1 year, you might just start to become comfortable with the new habits. But yeah. So, conventional view. So, conventional view, this is the idea that our feelings are caused by events or other people. That's A straight to C. The event, feelings. Okay. This is not true. If our feelings were caused by events or other persons, we would all act in the same in a situation. We would all feel the same way towards some one person. This is the R.E.T, the Rational Emotive Therapy view. Okay? So this is the idea that our feelings are caused by our beliefs about the events. 100% true. This way of understanding our feelings helps us take control of our feelings and avoid self-defeating behaviors. It is our varying beliefs and attitudes. Which account for our individual feelings about events. Take a picture of that one too. All right. So that's appropriate and healthy responses to certain situations. Some examples are versus disturbed. So that's unpleasant emotions versus disturbed emotions. If a feeling results in a self-defeating behavior with self-defeating consequences, then it may be considered to be a disturbed feeling. Okay. And I mentioned earlier that a little cycle of self-defeating behavior. Check that out. You can always pause the video and check it out and read it and make some sense out of it. So basically, disturbed feelings, self-defeating behaviors, self-defeating consequences. Probably more disturbed feelings, more self-defeating behaviors, self-defeating consequences. Makes you feel lousy, makes you feel down again, bad feelings, mad feelings, sad feelings, disturbed feelings, self-defeating behavior. By changing your feelings, you can break this unhealthy cycle. By changing our feelings. And in order to change our feelings, we got to get in there and dig into those thoughts and our beliefs and the way we see things, with our automatic response, our automatic program, what I'm saying, our view, our point of view. But I think that's a big list. I wish I'm not even going to put that up to the screen. That's a two-sided piece of paper with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of feeling words. So maybe eventually I will get like retype this in Word or something and make some sort of a link or something to this so that you can just print it out or at least have access to it. But it's so basically happy, sad, angry, doubtful, miscellaneous. So physical, afraid, fearless. So it's different words under different categories. But what's this on the back here? Categories of feelings. Yeah, strong, mild, weak. That one you can probably see. But a little something. Did the best I could, guys, to try to show you this stuff. But yeah, guys, this was a good one. Made me feel better. Thanks for watching. Actually, shoot, I got one more thing to do, and then we can call this a video. Put that back in its folder. But you know what I got to do? I got to read my entry out of the journal at the end of every good video that has something to do with emotions and feelings and thinking and all that good stuff. Oh, wow. Well, maybe, guys, I will get into this 12-page life history of mine that I had to, it says life history, little instructions, right? And 12 pages that I wrote in my life history. I don't remember what I wrote in this thing. But maybe that'll be the next video. But anyway, that's actually in front of this page that I'm getting ready to read. And why is that? Because the entry date is October 10th of 2011. And also on my life history, the date was October 10th of 2011. So in my attempt, when I was separating everything by date at one point, I stuck that right in there. But anyway, so for October 10th of 2011, here are my journal entries at the Challenge Incarceration Program for my fifth drunk driving. I got 6 drunk drivings, guys. So as I continue on to that, through my story in my videos, I ended off when my first long-term relationship ended and mentioned that a friend of mine was murdered and shot in the head. That was the point that I was at. And that's where I'll pick up when I do decide to pick up actually, maybe with this life story, we'll do that, but we'll see how it all plays out. But here's my entry for October 10th of 2011. What was positive and what was negative about today? The positive for me was that I got to start a vocational course and I got good TABE test results. That's sort of like it's for education. So it's like math, science, social, English, all that good. So I got good test results. And I think I took that TABE test. Anyway, so yeah, that was positive. I got good TABE test results. Negative for the day was we had physical training on second shift, and it isn't as damp as it is at 6 in the morning. So we were choking on dust. Okay. What were the main feelings I experienced today? I experienced joy and peace today because I saw 2 inmates go home this morning, and I feel good about the AODA class. I'm pretty sure, yep, by number 2. So when I said that the sergeant initials it, and then I got to write yes, sir, by it, right here, to acknowledge. Yes, sir. You acknowledge everything. Everything. Yes, sir. No, sir. If you're sitting in back in your cell and you hear inmate such and such, I don't care how far away you are, you're trained to hear, and immediately, yes, sir, and you hightail it up all the way down that hallway. That was an awesome experience for me. I can see why maybe some people join the service, and it's like a camaraderie. There's no individualism there, man. You're all treated the same. You're all expectations of you are all the same. None of you are better than each other. It's better than sitting in the joint, okay? Sitting in the penitentiary. But anyway, oh, yeah. So, what were the main feelings I experienced today? I experienced joy and peace today because I saw 2 inmates go home this morning, and I feel good about the AODA class. And what helped me make it through the day? I am not having any trouble making it through the day. I have enough to do. I don't even really think about the day until journals. Wow. And then the final question was, what did I learn today? Today I learned how to fill out a Black River Correctional Center canteen form, and I am poor. Wow. Okay. So that was my journal entry reading for today for this video. But that was October 10th of 2011. That was 14 years ago. Holy smokes. Well, not 14 years ago. 13 and some months ago. 13 years and some months. But hey, family, never give up. Keep getting better. Takes time. It's going to be consistent. It's not going to be easy. Repetition, practice. Write this stuff down. Keep it in front of you every day. Life has a way of just completely distracting you and completely pulling your attention and focus off of getting better, off of changing for sure, because everything's a habit right now, you know. But I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Check out my next video. Peace out. Keep getting better.